All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final day of this wonderful bootcamp. Been a time of a time of connecting, you know. Uh, who is excited that we are doing this? Like we are coming to the last day of this meeting today, and it's been worth your time. Yes. All right. So once again, you are welcome to today's session, and today is the last session for this training. Welcome to this class, and we'll be talking about the business of content writing. But beyond content writing, I want you to see is that the principles, the strategies, the insight I'll be sharing with you is applicable for you to monetize any other kind of skill beyond just writing skill. All right. It applies in other areas when it comes to knowledge monetization, skill monetization. All right. So you may not be, someone who wants to do writing as a core, like me. I'm a content writer, and the business I'm building business as a content writer, building a company content writing agency. That may not be you. You may simply be a creator, a coach in another industry, but because you need content writing skill, that is why you are here. All right. So, but the strategy I'm going to share with you, the principles, the insights I'm going to share with you, you can apply it to monetize that your knowledge, monetize that your skill. As you begin to write your books, as you begin to design your courses, as you begin to design your coaching programs, this strategy applies. As you begin to build your own business, your own personal brand, which may not necessarily be a content writing agency. All right. So I want you to come with that dual spec. Okay, if you are a content writer and your interest is building a business in content writing, that's fine. But if it is not content writing, everything I'm going to share with you, conceptualize it and apply it into that brand you want to build. If it's a foundation, a coaching company, anything around human capacity building. All right, you can apply it. So I will share my screen, and then we will get into it. Let's see how we can maximize our time. Please get your writing material so that you can write down the things you'll be learning, the way it relates with you, the way it resonates with you. Put your own business in perspective. Okay. All right, so let me know once you can see my slide, my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
All right, so very quickly, I'll be sharing with you the business of content writing. All right. And just like I said, it's not about you being a content writer. So even if you are writing books in your own industry, creating courses, creating coaching programs, you are not doing it for other people. You are doing it to promote your own brand. What I'm teaching you now is how you can actually make profits with your content. All right. So that's the word, how to make profit with your content. Okay. So don't mind the title here. This part I'm teaching from now is I extracted it from my full course, Right to Wealth, and just added other things I want to capture in this class just for you. And the author your book in 30 days challenge, the bonus includes having this entire course. It's a 9-module course. It's a 9-module course. I didn't download everything here. I would have just shown you the entire module, like module 1, what it's about and all of that. But it covers a lot. So this, everything I'm going to teach you tonight is just one module, right? So how to start your content writing business, all right? So, and the objective of this class is that you will be able to, at the end of the class, you will learn 1, foundation for building a business with your skills and your knowledge bank. Remember, I told you, you may not be interested in being a content writer as your core, all right? So the foundation for building a business with your skills and knowledge bank, that is the first lesson we are going to focus on. Then how to transition from writing as a hobby to a profitable business, all right? Then 3, designing your business model for startups and upgrade. I'm going to show you business model canvas that you can apply to start up your brand or scale your brand if you have already started, whether it's a content writing brand or not, all right? It applies. Then niching to content writing, I will show you 21 ways you can start earning with content writing skill today, all right? And then lastly, I will share with you a few strategy and insight on client acquisition and listenership strategy. All right, so let me know you are ready. All right, so do you know that content is the fuel of digital economy and content writers are the engineers? Think about it. Do you know that content is the fuel of the fuel of digital economy and that content writers are the engineers? I was telling you yesterday that in these days and time, every industry, no matter what they are selling, they are no longer doing that traditional marketing where they will just bring car, bring machineries, and just keep it and write very dry, unconnecting product description and say this thing has this, has this, has this, has this. They want to tell a story with it. You see advert of tomatoes, they'll put an entire family. You just the other day, I came across an ad of a lady who was talking about the ad. It's an ad, and what she wants to teach, the course, the training she's advertising for is how to teach you to dress in a way that it's in her word. She's not selling clothes. She just wants to teach how you can dress for impact, how you can dress and command attention, how you can dress for who you are. He said you may have qualifications, you may have this, but the way you are dressing is making you appear less than who you are. In this class, I am going to teach you. I was like, seriously? She said she's going to teach you how to combine your dresses, dress on budget, look good on budget, and all of that. And people are paying and signing up for somebody to teach them how to dress and command attention. So there's really nothing that is not content today. All right. So every kind of product description is no longer the old way. You will now write product description with storytelling. Somebody want to advertise a car, is telling a story. Somebody want to advertise a machine, is telling a story. Somebody want to advertise bedspread, Vita foam, is telling a story. He's putting pictures of families. He's putting pictures of children. Somebody want everything. So content is the digital economy, and content writers are the drivers. Writing to be able to write a compelling product description is a skill. Businesses are paying content writers to write product descriptions. So even if all you are going to do with what you have learned in this training is to write a compelling product description for your physical product. That's a lot, because you don't know how much you are saving that you are able to write a good copy. All right, that you can write quality social media posts that commands attention, that positions you as an authority, a credible authority in your niche, in your industry. You don't know how much you are saving. We make money from writing weekly posts for coaches, mentors, and industry experts. All right, so that is why I made this point. Back to the slide. So note it that content is the fuel of the digital economy, and content writers are the engineers. I told you that your content is your legacy. It has gone beyond if I like. You just have to create content in different form. It may not be written. It may be audio, it may be video, it may be graphic, it may be infographic. But somehow you have to communicate. You have to communicate for your world to hear you. All right? So that is that on that note. Now look at the statistics. Content marketing generates 3 times more leads than traditional marketing. I've already told you that. So what is content writing? Is basically the act of using content, purposeful content, to drive business objective, depending on what the business objective is. The business objective could be to create awareness. It could be to trigger interest in the mind of the customers. It could be to engage and build relationship with their customers or prospective customers. And it could also be to drive sales, which is the bloodline of every business. Any business you are doing, or whatever it is you are doing that you're not earning from, it's not a business. It's called hobby. And many of the times, after a while, you will get frustrated, because we want something that can bring in some kind of reward. It becomes an encouragement. All right, and I want to teach you how your writing skill or any other passion, knowledge bank you have, can bring you profit. All right, so that is it. When it comes to using content to market, it brings 3 times more revenue than the traditional marketing, where they just come and tell you, buy this thing. They will tell you it has this. We want to know, bring us into other customers' experience. How has it affected the life of those who bought the product? What difference has it made? What transformation? How has it solved the problem? It is that story, that's content, that storyline. That's what drive sales these days. It's not that it's good, it's nice. It has inside this my course. Let me tell you right away, creators, don't just start telling us that inside your course it has 16 videos, it has 11 lessons, it has this. It is not those things we want to know. It's not about how many videos is inside the course. We want to know the how, what lesson, what skill, what knowledge are we going to get. We want to know, in this course, you are going to learn how to this, how to this. The problem you are solving is what we want to know. It's not the deliverables, it's of how many videos, and all of that. That is, by the way, that is how traditional marketing do. They'll just give you features. But now we are looking for transformation. We are looking for experience. We're not looking for features. It has this, it has that. That's nice. But how is those features going to affect my life, solve my problem, and take me to the next level that I want to be? All right, that is content marketing. So whatever it is that you are doing, the things you have learned in this training so far should help you when it comes to communicating your value, communicating your unique value proposition in your industry, in your business, whatever it is you are doing. All right, even if you are a preacher, they're gone are those days where you come and use a threat to tell people to give their life to Christ, or just tell them, if you come to Jesus, this. No. It does not work like that anymore. So this is a necessary skill All right, there is how of approaching this generation when it comes to persuasive communication to really get them to buy into your perspective and trust you for what you have shared or what you say or what you stand for. Back to our slide. All right. So here is a statistics. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but this red arrow is pointing at content writing, and that is number 2. That is the number 2, the highest people who are earning per hour. After web design, web and graphic design, the next is 11. The next is content writing, even before programming, marketing, multimedia production, all of that. So this is statistics, you know. And anybody who is given to writing, don't think that writing is for broke people. Like, what use is this thing to me? And I'm going to talk about that phrase. That phrase is almost as old as man. And up till now, it is still a mindset that many people carry. They have skills, they have giftings, they have, value, they have great potentials. But because they don't understand how to profit with it, they actually think it's not profitable. So they trade it for other things that does not satisfy. They trade it for immediate gratification simply because they have told themselves, what use is this thing to me? All right. So I will come to that. So now see the global profit volume of content writing. So do you know the global non-fiction books? Now I'm niching it down to books, because I believe that everyone, I believe strongly with all my heart that everyone has story to tell. Your story is valid. You've got experiences. You've learned lessons through life. There's nobody who has come on this call that I think is less than 20. I've not seen anyone, in fact, it was just yesterday I realized that there's a big mama in our midst that is like grandmother to all of us. All right. And she is still giving to learning. I look forward to working with her in building her legacy in this stage of her life. All right. So after all the at least 2 decades, probably I'm the youngest person here. All right. After all the decades you've spent, you can't say you've learned nothing, no experience, no story to tell. You've observed nothing in your environment. There's nothing that burns in your heart. You've not realized your purpose and passion, and then nothing to write about. That may have been before this training, but not after now, if you have been following through. All right. So I want you to know that book idea that is in your heart is not one of those things you need to push away and say, let's leave this thing and do our job yet. What puts food on our table? Book market is a hot market. And not just any book, but you see, non-fiction book, self-help books, they have great market potential. And this is what statistics has to say. Now, the global non-fiction books market is projected to reach $17.14 billion by 2029, with a compound annual growth rate of 2.1%. And this growth is driven by increasing literacy rate, the growing demand for knowledge, and the rise of self-help and business, business interest, business development, in different niches. So don't think that who will buy the book, who is reading books, or that old ideology that Africans don't read books. We are no longer writing for your locality. It has gone beyond Nigeria. It has gone beyond Africa. It has become global. So you can stay here and write books, and you put it on platforms like Amazon, and then people all over the world access it. And I'm telling you the truth, gone are those days. Nigerians are reading books now. Africans are reading books. How to. Self-help books. They are struggling with a lot of things. There are 1,001 questions in their heart. So if you can answer those questions, if you can draw from your well of experience, having passed the level they are now, what they are looking to have, you know, just like I was saying the other day, for those who are in relationship niche, I was using Mrs. Mary Lolade for a case study. It's a relationship coach. I said, come to the way model mom impact. Give us questionnaire. Ask us, what are the things you wished you knew before you got married? And you will see the things that married women had to struggle with, and some are still struggling with, that they wish they knew before they got married. And by the time you collate all those questions, you have made a very powerful, research. That's a market survey. You can now answer those questions and present them as a solution to intending to young ladies who are preparing for marriage. You now rephrase it as things you have to know before, just like that book I showed you yesterday, boxes to tick before you walk down the aisle. A comprehensive guide on what's the word now? Health screening. The perspective she went through is the health screening part. You need to know the genotype, you need to know this and that, and clearly explained all those things. And I recommend that if you're a young person, young man, young lady, yet to get married, please ask me about you walk down the aisle by Lost Kate Bison. All right. So there are other aspects. That aspect of health screening is just one aspect. There are several other aspects. You can ask mothers, what are the things you wished you knew about child rearing, child nurturing before you started having them? You will hear a lot, and you can now use it to help upcoming moms, young moms, expecting moms. The same thing goes to different areas of life. Even if you are in a other profession, you are a lawyer, you are ask law school students. Look, okay, ask older lawyers. Ask them, what were the things you wished you knew before you were called to bar? By the time you get all those responses, you use it to empower law students and tell them these are the things you need to know before you are called to bar. Come and see. It's a hot market. If you have experience doing online business, selling on online marketplace, just like Mrs. Clara, South Africa, there are questions in the heart of many people who want to start the online business. They want to start selling online. They want to establish their store online. Ask them, what do you want to know about starting and scaling your business online? By the time you finish getting all the answers, they become what we call frequently asked questions. So the market for books, self-help books, non-fiction books, the market for it is large. It's not something that you will say, let's leave this thing. Let's leave this thing. People are making lots of money selling books that are not even expensive, running out to sell books of 2,000 naira, and thousands of people are buying it. What does it amount to? Books of 5,000. People who have created platforms and authority are selling books 20,000 naira, selling books 30,000 naira. And there are books that you even get in dollars that are, when you convert them to our Nigeria currency, it's running in hundreds of naira. These are books. So you can't feel like what is used is you writing, except you are not solving a real-time problem. Then you can think that writers are broke people. I am not broke. All right. So don't devalue your ideas. Don't devalue your ideas. If you have been able to build businesses, teach it. Master Maris, you have been a graphic designer. What can you teach upcoming people who want to learn to design or even start their business and all of those things. You are a mother of 5. What can you teach me? I'm just starting. Your children are grown. I'm young mom, All right, so that's, by the way, I want us to run so that we can cover all we need to know, we want to do tonight. So that is it about the profit volume. I'm just saying this to encourage your heart to put energy, passion in what you are doing, not just because of the profit which comes, naturally, but the life of people you are going to touch, who will say, I thank God for Jenny that she wrote this book. That is my greatest joy. That's why I can sacrifice 8 hours of my time in the season I am in to come and host this class for free. Just the smile, the feedback, the reviews, the transformation, the enlightenment is enough for me. Even if you don't buy anything I offer you, sincerely from my heart, God knows. All right. So, and then to think that if you really know what you are doing and you deliver value, people will pay you and still thank you for it. How much more? So impact and income is worth everything. It's worth the input, I mean to say. It's worth the effort. It's worth your time to think and plan and strategize. Be a blessing to others. And then be rewarded for it. Is it not something worth doing? All right. So now, the foundation for building a business with your skills and your knowledge bank. And I want to give you a quick summary of my story, starting content plug. And then I will now turn the lessons that will be embedded in the story I'm about to share with you, and now break it into foundations for building your business. All right. So how did I come about content plug? How did I come about content plug? So in 2020, I was doing 2 jobs that I work both weekdays, I work during weekends. And funny enough, the 2 jobs, the sum of the salaries was 30,000 naira. That was what I was working for. And it was so demanding. I get to work around latest 7 a.m. and I close by 6 p.m. as a secretary in a law firm. Right. And that was not the problem. The problem was that it did not allow me to do the things I loved to do. And that was singing, serving in choir as a chorister. I could not attend music service because of my jobs. I could not attend choir rehearsals because of my jobs. All attempts to plead, to apply, to request fell on deaf ears. And this is something that gives me joy. I ask myself, am I going to continue to do a job and I'm losing what I consider to be my core? No. After barely 6 months, I resigned from both jobs and started staying home. And I did not stay home idle. I read, I researched, and started learning about child psychology, early childhood development, and I pursued my dream of homeschooling. The first intent was to homeschool my children. Now, and I thought, the second job I was doing was home lesson. All right. When I close from work, I go and teach the children in their house. So I now said, how about bringing this to my own home? We were living in a 3-bedroom flat. I had a spacious parlor, 1 room. What are we doing with it? Actually, we didn't have, we were yet to have our children, except my niece that was with me. So I started homeschooling, and that was towards that time that we had COVID-19 and children were home. So I told my friends, those who had kids. I remember the first day I started, I just had, how much was it again? I can't remember. I bought, in fact, it was bedspread. The children were sitting down, and I went to market and bought a table, bought some chairs, the table and little chairs they could sit around. Then bought this fancy mat that had ABCD like that too. I started I started homeschooling, and before you knew it, children were coming, and I even needed an assistant to manage the homeschool. And somebody who was working all day for 30,000 naira, I was now earning. It was during that homeschool I started earning 6 figures for the first time in my life. All the while, the jobs I do, 15,000, 20,000. Anyway, that time, those money, that 15,000, 2,000 was big money. 40,000. That's when I'm doing multiple lessons here and there and all of that. But here I was, right in my house, doing something I was enjoying, closing at my terms, and then I started earning 6 figures. I said, that's serious, you know. So, and that was a turning point for me. But it wasn't long. We moved from that side, that location, and came to a new place. And I didn't want to continue immediately. I wanted to observe, and then we were expecting. I was also intending to further my education. A lot of things was on my mind. I was like, I don't think I want to start this right here. And I realized that I wasn't earning anything. Months could pass. Maybe from that time, I was selling data. Data. Maybe 5,000 profits in a whole month or 10,000. I wasn't advertising it. I didn't want to build business around that. I didn't want to be known for it. So there was no interest building business around it. So one day I sat myself down. I did not allow Sapa to sit me down. I sat myself down by myself and asked myself, Jenny, what can you do? And that is the question I'm asking somebody tonight. What is it that you can do? What is it that you can do beyond what you are doing now that you are not satisfied with? Beyond what is bringing you income now that is not meeting up to bills that are rolling in. What else? What other things can you do? What are those skills that you are sitting on? And I told you, when I say skills, I don't just mean manual skills that you can sew or you can drive. Those skills are nice. But the interesting thing is that in our world today, it's not even the manual skill that is the matter. People want to work smart. So people are transitioning to maximize their soft skills, to maximize tech skills, maximize digital skills. Things you can do at your time, things you can do from home, All right, so moving on. I was saying that, and when I talk about skills, don't cast your mind quickly on if you can knit, if you can drive, if you can sew, if you can bake cake, if you can, they are good. They are very valid skills, and people are scaling their life, living their best life with it. Some persons in the industries, like the trending Vicky James. All right. So, but that's not all the skills that they are. Coaching is a skill. Yes, coaching is a skill. It's a multi-billion industry. For you to be able to help somebody transform, like take someone from one point to another, it's a big deal. All right. So if you are able, like that, you can encourage, that you can give wise counsel, that you can hold someone accountable to their goal and see to it that the person achieve that goal, is a skill. That you are resilient is a skill. That you are a good manager of time is a skill. That you have good administrative skill, like you can organize, it's a skill. That you can plan events, it's a skill. If you tell me to plan events, it's a big puzzle to me. Please just give me something else. All right? That you can plan events, it's a skill. That you can, come into a place and you have good eyes for beauty to say this should be here and this should be here. It's a skill. So when I mention skill, think of soft skill, just like I was telling you now, a lady who created a course that she's making lots of money from. And what is the course about? To teach people how to dress on budgets. Oh, good. She's not selling clothes to you, just to teach you how to dress and attract attention and all of that. Everything is monetizable. All right. So that thing, you know, you have a good sense of style, and you are asking yourself, what use is my good sense of style? Every time you dress, people tell you, oh wow, I like your sense of style. You tell yourself, what use is it? You don't know that all those little things put together, they are valid things, they are valid skills, they are oil well you can leverage on. All right, so I back to my story. I started writing. Okay, I can teach. And what are the things I can teach? I started mentioning the topic areas I'm interested in. Okay, you know, just like what I am doing now, I love to share. It's an ability. By the time I finished making list of them, first of all, I created a course on early childhood development for moms that have children from 0 to 7, covering 12 fundamental skills. You must give your child a good foundation before they pass that formative years. And that was knowledge I acquired from research. I didn't study early childhood education as a university course. I did it as online courses for my own interest of being a mother. I created a course for it, from it, and that was the first time I did WhatsApp class teaching early childhood development for moms. After the free class, I upsold the advanced course. From there, you know, after that, I said, oh, that's serious. And then I've had this passion. I have this passion for women. I believe that we can be more than just wifing and mothering, you know, and all of that. I believe that we can actually have a balance. I want to be an intentional mom. I don't want to just be an intentional mom. I want to be a wealthy woman. I don't want to be a broke mom. And I've always loved to be a stay-home mom. So I asked myself, how can I be a stay-home mom? Nurturing my children, giving them that background I want as to homeschool them so they can go to school from at least primary 1, age 5, age 6. How can I do that and not be broke? You know, by the time I considered my goal, what I really want, I decided to craft a life that will fit into that structure that I want in my life. And for my passion for women, I created the way Modern Mom Impact. And I just started sharing insights about parenting, about child development, about child nurturing, about your personal development, about self-awareness and all of that. And with the things, as somebody who is given to learning, I learned some digital skills, and then I decided to host training. We called it EMSDS, Excelling Mom School of Digital Skills. And my SM Graphics, Master Maris, was one of the person that, in fact, that was where we met, was the first set of people who came in for that free training. I organized free training. This my free training team did not start today, where we were to teach 10 digital skills to women. I listed all the ones I could teach: coaching, copywriting, book writing, course creation. I listed them. And then I thought of other in-demand skills: graphic design, video editing, affiliate marketing, these things that are trending. I started looking for people in my circle who could handle it. I came to the community. I announced, please, we want to host this kind of training to empower ourselves. These are the list of skills I want us to learn, to gather other women and learn these things. And these are the ones I can teach. Who can take this course? Who can take this course? And that was where I met Coach Vera. Is she on call? And she came to my DM and told me she can teach affiliate marketing. I started getting volunteers. Okay, she's not here. I started getting volunteers who wanted to join me to make impact. And we hosted that class and taught 10 digital skills to women who felt like their life is revolving around wifing and mothering, and they cannot do any other thing that can help them to support their home financially or build a business from home, you know. And that was how several persons started their own business. Christy is a very good graphic designer today. My SM Graphics, in fact, she is the head team of graphic design and content blog. Something we did like a joke then, and she continued developing herself. You know, today Coach Vera is a digital marketer. She's a coach. I can go on and on, you know. So after that training, I asked them, okay, now that you have learned this skill, do you want mentorship for you to perfect this skill so that you can use it and begin to make impact and profit? I said, okay, if you want to master graphic design, follow the teacher, the person who took graphic design to be mentored. It will cost you a little amount of money. I spoke to them. I said, please help my women. They don't have so much. Just, so amount could do for a month or 2 months mentorship so they can master this skill. I said, if you want to do affiliate marketing, follow Coach Vera. Let her teach you and show you platforms you can use to start your affiliate marketing business. All right, if you want to write books, if you want to go into content creation, a course and all of those things, come to me. Do you know how much I charged? 6,000 naira for 12,000 naira for 6 weeks coaching. Can I do that kind of thing now? 12,000 naira for 6 weeks coaching and 24,000 naira for 12 months coaching. I'm sorry, 12 weeks coaching. That's 3 months. I just wanted to see a sister rise, and that was how I started the coaching. But funny enough, by the time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women came, I started making money from that. And the same broke stay-home mom started making 6 figures, sharing my knowledge. So that was it. So I started writing more books, and I was integrating those books into my coaching, such that if I'm working with someone on a particular thing, maybe somebody want to deepen his or her self-awareness. My coaching programs are for women, actually. Her self-awareness, I have a book. You want to learn to live intentionally, I already have a book as a resource material. You want to learn time management skill and become more productive, I have a book. And that is wisdom for creators in the house. Whatever industry you are in, you should have books, you should have resource materials that you use. So you don't need to wait for somebody to come and buy your book, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Even if it is coaching you are doing for someone, by the virtue of having materials, having books, you are selling the book alongside coaching the person. You already know your materials, you know what they cost, you integrate it. You integrate the cost of your books into your offers. So you can coach someone, and inside that coaching, the service of coaching is costed, the service of the material, your books you have written, which makes the work easy for you, the courses you have created, they are integrated into the offer, and it just gives a full package, just like the amazing offer of author your book in 30 days challenge. Everything I need to make this challenge happen, I already have them created, so that is by the way. And as I was writing books, one day, my coach Ogobeli, reached out to me and said, okay, I started thinking, how about doing this for other people? Yes, I started thinking, how about doing this for other people, to actually help other people to write their books. Since I love to write, I'm always writing something. So I started telling friends. I told her, see, I can help somebody to write a book. I can edit, I can do this. I listed this, I can write copies, She said, okay. I started telling friends, in case you need these services, or somebody who will need that service. That's a basic client acquisition strategy. Start from your circle. I've already dropped a strategy. So I just kept on telling people around, in my community, in online space. So one day she reached out to me and said, okay, somebody want to write a book in this. Can I? Let's put the person on call. I said, Abba, that's the moment I've been waiting for. So we had a call session. I thought about it. I arranged the question I'm going to ask the person, to get the information I will need to use and write the book. I had no name. I had not thought of content blog. I was just doing single talent thing. So that was how we had the call, and I listened to the person, and I started writing the book for the person. And I asked myself, this thing I'm doing now, what is it called? Is that what they call ghostwriting? That's interesting. Before you knew it, another opportunity. I said, this is good. And that was how I was like, this is huge. And then I remember I told you yesterday that I think the first book I wrote for someone, maybe 50,000 naira. I think it's 50,000 naira. The next I said, no, it's not 50,000 naira again, it's 100,000. Now and I charge 300. I can charge 500. By the time I get into the space I want to get into, it's thousands of dollars for the same thing I'm doing with you, generally like this. All right. So, and that was it. I thought about it. I said, this is good. This is good. Let me build a structure around this. And I listed those things I'm able to do. I could write for you, what they call ghostwriting. I could edit because I have, by virtue of writing several books and somebody who is given to reading, I understand how book flow. You know, when I read a good book, I can say, yeah, this book is it. It is. And so I said, okay, I could edit, then transcription. That time, I didn't even know the AI that I know now, that I can just use 3 clicks and I've transcribed a document. You know, I've transcribed, even if it is in hours, I know what to do to get the voice into text in few minutes. In fact, 1, 2, 3 clicks. It's a skill. But then I didn't even know this AI. I don't like to use earpiece a lot, but I started trying to learn it. But most of the time, I'll just keep my phone and I'll be listening and writing. I'll be listening and writing. The first transcription I did, how much was I paid? I think maybe 5,000 naira. I think 5,000 naira. It was a 16-minute video of a white man who was teaching something that was, I think, in financial industry, like crypto or something. My dear, my ear was trained listening to this Oyibo man, super English. So transcribing was part of what I was doing, and that was one of the skills I used to teach in those free trainings until I learned 2 sites where you could transcribe using YouTube link and one other one, subtitle this and that I can't even remember those ones now. And now have advanced technology for doing my transcription, you know. And then purpose, I also crafted another name, content repurposing. And what do I mean by content repurposing? To turn it from audio or video into text, or to gather your podcast and listen to the podcast series and turn it into a book. All right. Or listen to your presentations and turn it into a well-structured online course. And I made the list of those things. With time, having tried it once, tried it twice, I gained more confidence. I said, this is good. And one of those days I heard in my heart, writing to prosperity, coaching for a living. I said, what does that mean? Is that a name of a book? Is that a name of a course? But as I kept on thinking about it, I saw that it was a divine direction. That thing you are looking for are far off. I'm somebody who have never really, had the imagination of that I'm going to be a 9-to-5 working person who run out in the morning and come. No. So I saw that this was, I'm getting a direction on what to build on. And that was what made me to sit down and really started building structure. I can't remember how I got the name Content Plug, but for the love of content, I now said Content Plug. Like, we are talking about content, plug into Jenny. All right. So that is the story. By just writing my own books and trying to help other persons write their books, help them to create content, and that was how the business came about. And I wrote a business plan. First of all, I designed a business model. I said, okay, who are the people I will be serving? I defined the need, defined the market. Who are the people I'll be serving? Where will I find them? What is the driving force of this kind of people and all of that, which I'll be showing you when I get back to my slide now. I have some of them in my notes. I will not show you my business plan. It's very personal, my strategy. All right, but if you want templates, then we'll talk about it. So whether it is in content writing as a business or your own business, all right? So I can actually write business plan. It's part of what I do, all right? Design of business plan, whether it's online service-based business or product-based business, down to the financials. What am I doing in mathematics statistics if I cannot do financials for you, whether it is startup or business upgrade, expansion plan, expansion business plan. All right, so that's by the way. And of course, as somebody who loves knowledge, I also have mini MBA certification, business administration, and I'm studying mathematics statistics, and I'm going to further business intelligence experts. So that's by the way. So let me get back to my slide. I have told you the story and the lessons. First of all, what I want you to pick is that I saw value in my ability. Self-awareness was the first level. I sat down and asked myself, what can I do? I made a list of what I can do. And there were things I could do that I needed money for. So I asked myself, what is it that I can do right now that I don't need monetary capital? Because that's one of the reasons why several persons have not started anything. The only thing you want to do, you need 100,000 for it. You need 500,000 for it. You need 1 million for it. And that's why you are not doing anything yet and you are struggling financially. How about something you can start doing now without having to write an appeal form to anybody? So I had business ideas I needed money to do. I was interested in poultry and we were living in a compound that was big. I have always been interested in real estate, buying and selling of lands in remote places. So I had business ideas. But after listing all the things I was interested in and all the things I could do, I came to the second question. I asked myself, what can I do that I don't need monetary capital for? I said, okay, I can teach. Mental capacity, mental property, mental capital. I can teach. I can share knowledge in this. I could organize a class, even if it's 3 persons. I can teach them this, even if it's 2,000 naira. I can write. If I can, So that was what I focused on. I started with what I don't need to beg anybody money for. I don't need appeal form to relatives that I don't even have. Thank God for people who has relatives or brothers and sisters who can give them money. Daddies and mommies. My parents are late. All right. So that's by the way. So I just focused on what I could do that I don't need to beg anybody, that I don't need to write appeal form, that I don't need to depend on grants. And I've always believed, and I still believe strongly, that you see, content flow can fund itself. I needed a new phone, I needed a new laptop, and I was like, how do I get this? By the time I costed the kind of phone I wanted and the kind of PC I wanted, it was a lot of money to me then. And I was like, who should I talk to? Which is not my first instinct when I need something. Because I have learned from my experience, from my upbringing, from my background. When I need something, the question I ask myself is, what can I do to get this thing? And I'll start looking inward. And I needed a good phone. I wanted Samsung Galaxy, particularly, and I wanted a particular make of HP laptop. So I was like, how many projects will I do that will give me this money? And in a conversation, again, my coach Agogbeli, said, but your business can fund itself. I said, yes, my business can fund itself. And do you know, it was not, I didn't even do up to 3 books. In fact, 3 books with part payment of 3 books. In less than 2-3 weeks, I bought a phone and I bought a laptop. The laptop that have the make of this, my laptop, if I tell you the make of the laptop, you can check the cost of it online. 3 book projects, part payment of 3 book projects, bought a phone and bought a laptop. I didn't write appeal form to anybody. Because I believe that I have the skill, that I have an idea, I have a business that can fund itself. Many of the times, the reason why we are not making profit with our skill, with our knowledge, is that we don't believe in it. And that is very foundational. And that brings me to that story I want to tell you in brief about these 2 people that we hear about in the Bible, Jacob and Esau. Esau was making food. Jacob was making food. Esau was hungry. He said, give me food to eat. And the brother is negotiating, giving him food in his own father's house, an elder brother. And he was so insensitive and unwise. He doesn't know his right. He doesn't know his place. He doesn't know his value. And he doesn't even know the purpose of the value for his future. He said, let us exchange. Does it really make sense? We have already come out now. I was born first. Everybody knows that I'm the firstborn. So what sense does it make that you should sell your firstborn rights? That I will now become the firstborn, you become the secondborn by word of mouth. He thought it was a joke. But that is not the matter. What really got me and what the Holy Spirit have been drawing my attention to in the past few days and weeks is that Jesus said, what use is my birthright when I am starving? What use is being the firstborn? Who that one help? Nigerian language. You have a skill, you feel passionate about something, you even feel called into doing something, into helping a group of people, into liberating a generation. But you're telling you who that one help. They have told you that your passion cannot put food on your table. So they tell you, keep your passion and go for money. Then you go and get 10 jobs that you do all round the clock. You come home, you are exhausted, and in spite of how much they are paying you, it's not paying your bill. And even if it's paying your bill, you are not satisfied inside because you have left what is your call. You are losing yourself. They are abusing you in your workplace, but you feel you are trapped and you don't have option but to. He said, what use is my birthright when I'm hungry? So now, what we do is that we look for what will put food on our table as the first choice of deciding what you are doing with your life. And I'm sorry to let you know that if what you are doing now is not because it's your passion, you are called in, you feel called into it, you are inspired to do it, you love doing it, but the reason why you are doing it is that what use is doing the other one when it does not put food on your table? And you have to do what puts food on your table. That is the reason why you wake up in the morning and come back in the night. I doubt you are not in purpose. I doubt you are not in purpose. So you need to rethink. I'm not saying that 9-to-5 job is wrong or you cannot work for another person. No, that's not what I'm saying. But if that thing you are doing, you have no business doing it in your heart of hearts, and that the reason you are doing it is you are starving, like to put food on the table, that's all. It doesn't give you the sense of purpose fulfillment. It doesn't satisfy you. It doesn't give you joy. It's just about the money. Then it is not good enough. It's not worth your lifetime. It's not worth your time. All right. So how did I get here? The lessons in the story I told you is that I looked for what I didn't need monetary capital for, and I loved doing it. That I could do it for free and even get other people to do it for free with me. And they cut my energy. And from there, impact, just like I have mentioned earlier, it just flows. Let me share my screen. Let's get back to our slide, please. I still have a lot of things to show you. So that is it about my story. So let me get to actually turning that story into applicable principle. So what is the foundation for building a business with your skills? Building a business from your knowledge bank. Like I said, it's not only about writing. You may not become a content writer or own a content writing agency like Content Blog, but whatever industry or niche you belong to, when it comes to the foundation for building a business with that skill or that knowledge bank, this is what I did. This is my blueprint. This is the strategy. This is what I followed. All right. Number one, define your why. I told you I defined my why. Why do I want to do this? What do I want in my life? What kind of structure do I want in my life? And I decided to look for the system that helped me to live that life of my dream. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to have time to homeschool my kids. I want to further my education and get to the peak of my career. And even at that, I am not looking to carry my CV to Nigerian university or somewhere. If I ever work with any on-site organization, it's as a consultant, and I'll do it from my house. That is my life dream. All right. So by the time I thought about all the things I wanted, I decided to go for what will give me that is in the center of my course. So decide your why. Why do you want to do what you want to do? I want to help people build their legacy. I want to help people redefine their story. I want to help people redefine their story. Who is telling me that the meeting has ended? Can't people join? So first of all, define your why. I was doing something I loved. All right. So define your why. Somebody is saying that she's trying to join, and the system is saying there's no such meeting. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So what was my why? My why for starting Content Plug was that I thought that everybody has a story that is worth sharing, that we can redefine our experience, that the problem is not what happened to us, but what we do with what happened to us. Can I help more people to redefine their stories and life experiences the way I have been able to redefine mine, and I continue to redefine mine? I redefined my experience and wrote my story of restoration. I redefined my experience and wrote the battle for her seed. Redefining my experience as a young mom, I wrote the mother I am becoming. Redefining my experience as moving from a broke stay-home mom to a woman on her journey to financial freedom, and I wrote living intentionally, that life does not happen by chance. Redefining my experience, having to gain balance, doing all the things I need to do. I wrote the wisdom of the ants for maximum productivity. So I said, how can I help other people to look into their life stories, their life experiences, the transitions they are going through in life, and be able to draw lessons, life lessons from it, and use it to inspire themselves and inspire others. And that was my why. So I said, okay, let me also help other people see that they could write books from these things. And if they feel like they cannot do it, I will help them to do it. And that was it. Number 2, define the problem you want to solve. All right. And what was the problem? I will read from my notes. The problem I saw that I could solve for the people, and these people, who are they? Impact-minded individuals who really want to make a difference, who want to be remembered for something significant, who want to be a blessing to others, coaches and mentors, and organizations into human capacity building. Very soon, we will get to that point. We will have a strong team that will volunteer for ministries that are preaching the undiluted word of God. And we will write proposals to them and say, don't do anything. All we want you to do is give us your messages. And we will turn them into books and put them in strategic places online, that it will reach the global world. That is my way of advancing the kingdom of God. All right? So this was my why. The why I identified, and that is what is driving me to do what I'm doing now. That is why I can come and give 8 hours teaching these things for free, because I'm not the only one who is going to write all the books. If I'm the only one that is going to write the books, how many books will I write before I grow old? So more people need to learn how to write the books themselves. More writers need to rise. More editors need to rise, because the work is huge. All right. So this is my why. So, and what is the need of my customers? Need for expression. These people need to express their story in an effective way, and I want to help them do that. What is the need? Need to live a life of significance, because they want to leave a legacy. So because of that, their desire to tell their story and impact life, I am here to help them to tell that story and impact lives. All right. Need for how to express themselves. So how am I going to meet the need? I said, they don't know how to communicate their idea in words. So since I love to write and I'm skilled in writing, I will help them to express the idea in words. This is me defining the customer segments, the identified market demand, and the solution I have to bring to the table using my skills. Clarity. That is another need I identified. My target audience, they want to write books, but they don't know where to start from. So they need clarity. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. That's why I organize this bootcamp, to help somebody gain clarity on how you can communicate your idea. You want to write about this thing, but don't know where to start from. So doing this is fulfilling the purpose of Content Plug. It's one aspect. Trainings, empowerment. All right. So skill acquisition, mentorship, and training. That was another need. So they love the idea of authoring a book, but they don't have the skill of content writing, the writing skill. That is why I have come with Content Blog to help them write, and then as well as create opportunity for those who want to learn the skill to also learn the skill. And as I'm saying it now, conceptualize it to your own business idea, your own industry. What is the need? Who are your audience? What are the needs they have? And what is it you have? The skill, your knowledge bank that you can use to meet that need. That is how you define your unique value proposition. And I'll be showing you a business model canvas and the unique value proposition of Content Blog. You take it and conceptualize it to your own industry or your own niche. As you can see, I am particular about non-fiction books, but for someone else, it may be fiction books. For another person, it may be academic writing. So excellence and affirmation, another need, just like I was sharing with you yesterday. I saw that there are people, authors, coaches, industry experts who have attempted to communicate their knowledge into writing, but they want it to be excellent. They feel like, is this good enough? And they need to be affirmed. All right. So I said they have written the book, but there needs a professional editor to give it a perfect finishing. All right, to ensure consistency in the structure and flow and flawlessness in the language communication. So I am here to provide that service to them. The next need I identify is save time. I said, this audience I'm looking for, they want to write a book, but they don't have the time to. So I will give them my own time to help them achieve their goal of impact. Another need I identified, I said accountability. This is my target audience. Some of them, they can actually write this book, but for inconsistency and procrastination, for their level of personal effectiveness, they are not able to finish their project. By hand-holding them in a system like Author Your Book in 30 Days Challenge, which I'm putting out to a few persons to dive in, to make it in a group structure. This is something I've been doing one-on-one. But if I offer you to do it one-on-one with you, it will cost more. Time is a lot, all right? It will cost more. And I've created a system with a team of people to help more people to get to begin to build their legacy through Author Your Book in 30 Days Challenge. And I don't want you to overthink it because it's so much to give. That is, I don't know the word to use, but if I could do more than that, I would. And it's not only about me. All right. So that's by the way. And then coaching, exposition to the business of content writing and marketing strategy. So I said another segment of my business are people who like to write, they have writing skill, but they don't know how to turn it into a business. So I would teach them how I was able to turn my own into business by identifying a market, believing in the skill, going ahead to tell people I can help you do this, and going ahead to deliver. When the opportunity came, I didn't do it shabbily. I delivered on the job. And that made the person to come back again, recommend me to others. And so far, I have not run ad to advertise, let me write your book. I'm yet to start doing that. Yet I get some work that I need hands to do by recommendation, referrals. If you do something well for someone, you will tell another person. They say that it's one good turn that deserves another, isn't it? All right. So that is a secret I just shared with you. That is how I crafted my unique value proposition. What is your own niche? You define the audience, you identify their need, then you explain how what you are offering them will help them meet that need. It's as simple as that. Aspiring authors, I will show them how to author the book, to write the book. Okay, you don't have time. I will write it for you. All right, you have written the book, you are not sure it's good enough. I will edit it for you. So identify a market, identify the need of that market, and express how your skill, your knowledge bank can help meet that need. By the time you've done that simple exercise, you would have crafted a very good, unique value proposition for your business. All right. So let's get back to the slide. Number 3, define who you are solving it for. I've already said that. And describe your client persona vividly. What do I mean by client persona? If you do courses, if you have done courses online around digital marketing and all of that, you will hear customer persona. I'm the one who made my own client persona. All right. So what it simply means to describe that your target audience as vivid as possible. Who are they? What are their heart yearning? What are they struggling with? You can go as far as the age brackets. All right. Where can you find them? Okay, my coaching programs. I'm looking for women, young moms that are in the early time of childbearing, who are in the tight schedule of having babies. They have babies, they have toddlers. Their life is revolving around, mothering and wifing. And then it's costing them themselves, in the sense that they have forgotten about their personal development and they are just running routine. They don't have time to read a book, to put something in their, in their mind. They don't have time to think about what they love to do for themselves. No thought of how to earn, and they think that their life have to be wake up early in the morning, prepare breakfast, go for school runs, come back and do lunch. Before you finish doing the lunch, you run back and pick the children back from school, help them do this, that, settle down, and you quickly start cooking dinner. Then before you finish cooking dinner, hubby is back, you need to give him attention, and then you fall on the bed tired. You have not read a book, you have not had time for critical thinking, no meditation, no spiritual growth plan, no personal development, you're not learning anything new. And then tomorrow you start again. You will lose yourself. So when I tell stay-home mom, I want to help you, go beyond the routine of wifing and mothering to connect with your authentic self so you can live your best life. They understand what I'm talking about. So that is, by the way, on that. I have different coaching programs described, for particular group of women. So for content writing, for content blog, I describe them, impact-minded individuals who really believe they have a story that is valid, that the world needs to hear, but they don't know how to go about it. Or they have tried writing it and they're just not getting the words together. How can I help them get the words together? Or they have written it that they feel that it's not good enough. How can I help them polish it? Or they want to write it, but they don't have the time to write it. I can help them write it. So when you talk about the segment, I will mention individuals. Then I have coaches and mentors who want to turn their content that may be in audio and video forms, their presentations, into books. Then I have organizations, and when I mean organizations, human capacity building organizations, and church inclusive, ministries inclusive. All right. I look forward to the time where I will go to churches I believe in the gospel the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ they are preaching, and volunteer with my team to train content team for the church. Let's just give us people, 5 people, 10 people, 20 people who want to help propagate the kingdom of God through content writing. We will teach them and we train them and keep them in this church too. That is me. That is these are the dreams I have, and I'm starting from where I am to do that. So these are the needs, because we have all manner of Johns on the online space, and then we have preachers, we have pastors who are worded, but because they don't have the big churches, they are in backside. I would like to get 1, 2, 3 disciples that are with them and teach them how to transcribe their set man messages into text and teach them how to turn it into book formats as a way of investing into the kingdom. That is my driving force. That is my why. All right. So that is it. So how my services addresses their need. I mentioned them. I will ghostwrite for them. I will author consult for them. I will help them gain clarity on their ideas. I will teach them the skill of content writing. I will give them their book idea, their manuscript turn it into a professional flawless masterpiece. You know, I will help them save their time by writing it for them and all of that. I will hold them accountable to start and finish their book project in the shortest time possible, which is what Author Your Book in 30 Days Challenge want to help you achieve. All right. I will teach them the business of content writing for those who want to turn their writing skill to, you know. So what are the key benefits? I listed all these things. If I start mentioning them, it's a lot here. And I want to show you business canvas. Number 4, craft your unique value proposition. I've told you. And number 5, design a business plan. Don't tell me designing a business plan is complex. You can go and study about it. You can even go to Canva and tell Canva business plan template. And you see a business plan template that will be explaining to you what each phase stands for. If you understand basic English, you'll be applying it. But if you want a business plan template, I have one that you can get for 10,000 naira. So that's by the way. Now, look at business model canvas. Business model canvas. You identify your key partnership. Remember, I told you that what I'm sharing with you is beyond building a content writing agency, that you may not become one, but as a creator. All right? As a creator, you are writing books, you are creating courses, you are creating coaching programs from your well of knowledge, from your expertise, that industry you belong to. If you are in medical, if you are in banking, if you are in whatever industry, all right, you can build business from that your knowledge bank. So when you want to build a business, you identify your key partnerships. And what does that mean? Identify key partners who can help your business achieve its goals. All right? We have key activities. Outline the crucial activities your business must undertake to deliver value. Just like when I mentioned that we have call sessions, we put clients on call sessions, then we settle down and brood over the idea, then we begin to write it. After writing, we edit it, we give them to review and all of that. These are key activities of our business, and we can do entire content production to even do the graphic design and help you publish it on Amazon. These are key activities. Then key resources. List the essential resources your business needs to operate successfully. All right? Key essential resources your business needs to operate successfully. And for me, when I was starting, one of the key resources I needed was a good phone, a laptop, you know, because I started writing with my phone. I'll write a full book with my phone. But when it comes to arranging, formatting, and styling, and really giving book that perfect finishing, I will need a laptop, you know. And then I needed the website too, which I did one. That website is currently not active, but will soon go live again. All right. Identify the key resources you need to start or scale that business. Then cost structure. Understand and manage the cost associated with running your business. For me, I had no much cost when it comes to using your mental property to start a business, that you don't need to write an appeal form to brothers and sisters, you know. So you just give yourself the opportunity to try and start small. Just do something within your means. Data, you know, to be online and all of that. And then with time, as I'm expanding, I now have higher costs. For us to do this training, a lot had to go into it, even though it's a free training. All right, up to running ads for it. Then value proposition, which I have defined for you, and I will show you the unique value proposition of content plug in a chat, the next slide. So define your unique value, the unique value of your product or your service. What does it offer to customer? Just like I have defined for you. The reason why several persons on call have worked with me on one project or the other is because of how I help to meet the need. All right. You want to write the book, I can write it for you. You have written it, I can edit it for you. You don't have time. Okay, no problem. You know, you don't even know where to start. I will guide you and all of that. So for your own business, for your own idea, for your own industry, what is that unique value proposition? How do you help your customer, your client, your target audience to solve their problem? If you are in coaching, you are coaching young people who are struggling with low self-esteem, struggling to find themselves, identity crisis, teenagers, and all of that. With all the things we have in our world today, how can you define your unique value proposition to tell it that you can convince a teenager, a Gen Z and Gen Alpha to trust you, you know. So you have to speak their language. All right. So customer segment, identify your target audience and their specific need. All right. So I have individual based segment and then I have organizational segment. All right. So that is for the services I offer. And then you can still break that down to one-on-one services, to group coachings and all of that. And then different ways you deliver it. I deliver these services through books. There are some of my books you will get that you, after reading the book, you feel like somebody has coached you for an entire year. All right. So, excuse me, through books, through courses, through trainings, live trainings like this one, you know, and through one-on-one coaching and group coaching. Now look at a quick overview where you list your services. This is for Content Blog. I listed some of the services. That's not all, but just this is the flyer we've been using for now. If we redesign it now, we'll add more. All right. So we have book editing, book ghostwriting, book content strategy and consulting, author consulting and coaching, transcription, and content repurposing, blog, web content, journal articles, you know, and other related content writing services. And what is our statement? We help you redefine your stories, experiences, and knowledge by turning them into books, courses, and coaching programs that will both make impact and generate passive income for you. Let us help you build your legacy by turning your value into durable digital assets. That is our statement. So you know what you want to do. Even if you're a graphic designer, you help brand to stand out in the public. Can you craft that into a compelling? Sorry, please. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
All right, so you can see the slide I'm on.
Yes.
All right. So this is how you should define yours, depending on your niche, your industry, your niche, you know, even if it's you are a coach, what is that problem you are solving? Identify the key areas, you know, and what makes you stand out. Say time saving and time delivery. We understand the essence of time. That is why we are offering you our time to leverage. You don't have to keep dreaming of authoring that book. We will help you birth your dream. In addition to that, we deliver at set time without compromising our value of quality assurance. State it in your own niche. All right, tailored content message. We embody your story, content, idea, tone, and voice. Our in-depth understanding of knowledge sharing niche ensures your message resonates with your target audience. That's why I can write book that is for somebody who is writing a medical line as if I am there. But just go and research and write it as if that's my career. All right. So customer centered. It's your voice we want heard, not our voice. It's your legacy we are projecting, not ours. It's your message we are writing, not ours. Hence, we prioritize your interest, preference, and needs. Your satisfaction is our goal. That is content blog unique value proposition. If you are in content writing niche, this is a very beautiful template. Put it in your words. You are not in content writing niche. You are a coach in another industry, serving teenagers, serving parents, serving whoever it is you are serving business people, professional, you know, workers, 9 to 5 job moms, you know, and all of that. Conceptualize the knowledge and put it in your own way. All right. So 21 ways to cash out with content. I will list it very, very fast. We have spent our time. Freelance writing. You offer services on platforms like Upwork, you know, FIFA and all of that. Oh, I've jumped. Number 2, start a blog. You can monetize your blog through advertising, sponsored content, and affiliate marketing. All right. You write blogs on your topic of interest, and then you find product and services that is in line with those topic of interest. When you are writing, you make recommendation and embed your affiliate links in those content. So you can, if you are somebody who loves to write blogs and you're not earning money with it, you don't know how to do it, get in touch with brands and people in the industry you love to write about the topic. Get affiliates, become the affiliate. So when you are writing, and for example, if you are writing about losing weight and you are making mention of things that could help one to lose weight, get a guaranteed products that can actually help one to lose weight. Become the affiliate of that business. So when you are writing, you embed your referral link in your recommendations. So when they just go, don't just recommend for free. When they go, when your readers see the recommendation you've made and they follow it and go and buy from that business, you get commission. All right, guest blogging, write for other blogs and websites, their niche and all services. I have a friend who do it big time. All right, so content, you can write ebooks, self-published books on platforms like Amazon, and it's part of the package of Author Your Book in 30 Days Challenge. Even if you don't have account, we have a team member who take you step by step to create your own account. If you have account that you have issues with, you have it revamped and then guide you to publish your book, Kindle copy, hard copy, paperback. All this is part of Author Your Book in 30 Days Challenge bonuses. All right. So you can create online course, develop it and sell it on different platforms, even seller, Teachable is there. People now host their courses on Telegram. My course is on Telegram, and all of that. So you don't need complex structure. Don't stay back and be giving excuse that you have not designed the websites. That's why you are not doing something yet. Social media content creation, that is getting people crazy now, that they are doing all manner of things, lost value, lost virtue. All they want is, will it get people to view? Even if they are insulting me, I don't care, provided they are viewing and they are commenting. Their interest in the count is in the count of view and count of comments. Whether they are insulting them and their family members, they don't mind. They go naked, they do all manner of things. So why not do social media content creation that will get people to realign to live purpose? All right, we have email newsletter writing, which you can also call email marketing. And the key skill you need to do that is copywriting, writing persuasively to get customers, to get clients to take action. Then we have product description. And I told you that product description today is no longer about the features of a product, but the experience the product brings. So if you are someone who is doing business, you have products. Don't be telling us about how many buttons is in the shirt and how many pockets is in the trouser. Can you give us an experience, how somebody would feel when they are wearing the quality and the make of the clothing you are selling? All right. We have what we call white paper case studies, for companies, depending on niche. We have script writing scripts, video scripts, podcast scripts, online course scripts. All right. So these are ways you can use. It depends on your writing strength. I've identified where I want to base non-fiction writing, so I can use it to ghostwrite, to edit, and all of that. Then we have SEO writing. All right. Search engine optimized content writing. People who knows how to do SEO writing, they are good with writing web content, website content. And the interesting thing is that all these things are skills that are learnable. You can just go online, go free course on SEO writing. You don't even have excuse. You can't even say you don't have money. I heard people say, my dear, I don't know what to do. I don't have a skill and I don't have money to buy course. It was not money I used in buying the foundational courses that gave me, a head start. There are free courses all over the place. I started paying for things as I started learning from free ones, and I started paying for things, started paying for other courses. There are courses I did that you just needed to pay for certification. I did content creation and digital marketing with side hustle, and I learned a lot in that place. And I only paid for certification. You know, I did mini MBA program at a time where they were running discounts. And I only paid a little amount of money. And that was where I learned how to write business plan. So many times the problem, what we are blaming our not taking action on is not really the problem. You just haven't gotten serious. When you start looking, you start seeing what you are looking for. All right. So grant writing is another skill. Somebody was telling me the other day, I just did a training recently on digital, becoming a digital women industry. All right. Certified by Microsoft and 2 other organizations to empower women in digitalizing their business and all of that. And now I want to go for becoming a trainer so that I can train other people. I can write proposal to my state, to to organizations, and have women trained. And she was talking to me about grant writing, that with that qualification you can apply for grants for impact. I said, when you are ready to write your grant, let me know. I can help you write a persuasive grant that will get any investor to want to listen to you. It's a skill, all right? You can just go and master grant writing. And you see people who will be begging you to write grant, organizations, especially NGOs, all right? Then technical writing, creating user manuals, guide documentation, softwares, and products. Then content editing and proofreading, which is part of what Content Plug is doing. You can just major on that. Translation. I told you that now we have AI that you can just use to translate in minutes. And then you do the organizational and furnishing part of the text. Then speech writing. We have podcast show notes. You can write those scripts. You have branding content. Develop brand messaging, taglines, and brand stories for business. I can develop brand stories for business. Just tell me your why. Tell me where you were before you started that business and why you started that business. I will write you several stories that can span through a long space of time that you will use to nurture your audience until they just want to hear you every time. All right. Newsletter content curation and so much more. This is just a little. And talking about client acquisition and retainership, I think I have captured it in my story. I started by just telling friends, tell somebody. You don't need to say, I don't have money to run ad. Start with telling the people in your immediate environment and be ready to deliver. By the time you deliver, it becomes a chain of referral. This person will tell this person, will tell this person. And as you begin to gain ground and you are building structure into your business, then you can now think of other ways of client acquisition that will include becoming visible online in Google My Business, having a website, growing a Facebook page and other social media pages from where you can acquire clients, speaking engagement, volunteering, pitching, and both paid advertising. But you have to start from somewhere. And I've told you where I've started and how I am making progress. Now I am able to get clients from paid advertising too, but I didn't start with paid advertising. Who was talking about ad then? So just tell a sister tell a sister tell a brother, and that have been it to this point, and we are taking the next step. So this is where we draw the curtain for not just the night, but Global Content Writers Bootcamp first edition. I hope I did not waste your time. So let me hear your questions. I'll stop the recording now. There was so much break in our recording today. I'll stop presenting. Congratulations to everyone who is already inside the paid group of Author Your Book in 30 Days Challenge. I have only one question for everyone. Now that we have finished the Global Content Writers Bootcamp, what next for you? What do you want to do now? Are you still planning to write that book sometime in an unknown future? Or you are ready to take the bull by the horn